Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Tuesday, April 29th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some Tuesday evening baseball for you. The Los Angeles Angels versus the Seattle Mariners. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get settled in for some Tuesday night baseball. Let's get it, baby. And on the thumb, on the left, you know who he is. First ballot Hall of Famer. Didn't play against us last year, so I'm definitely excited to see what he's got going. Moved from center field to right field. We'll see what he's got. Mike Trout. And on the right, our version of a younger Mike Trout, Julio Rodriguez. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Los Angeles Angels. Leading off for the Angels at shortstop, Zach Neto. Batting second, playing first base, Nolan Shanuel. Batting third, playing right field, first ballot Hall of Famer, Mike Trout. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Taylor Ward. Batting fifth, DHing for the Angels, Jorge Soler. Batting sixth, catching today for Los Angeles, Logan O'Hoppe. Batting seventh, playing third base, Luis Rengifo. Batting eighth, playing center field, Joe Adele. Batting ninth, playing second base, Kyron Harris. And on the mound for the Angels with a 1-3 record and ERA of 5.47, it is Jack Kohanowitz. So we should be able to, get some damage, on Jack, and hopefully we can end up getting some runs early. Magic number will be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Now let's get into the starting lineups now for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing for Seattle, one of the best hitters not only on the Mariners but in the entire MLB. Thank God for Jorge Polanco. Batting third, catching today for Seattle, the best catcher in the business, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. He has been hot as of late. Let's keep it going. Batting seventh, the man that changed this whole team, third baseman, Ben Williamson. Batting eighth, playing right field, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting ninth, playing second base tonight for Seattle, Leo Rivas. And on the mound, you know what time it is. It is Miller time. 1-3 record with an ERA of 4.21. We need to get him back on track. Bryce Miller. Let's go, baby. And just to give a few updates, I've never seen the Mariners be actually a World Series contender since 2001. And a lot of these guys on social media are actually giving the Mariners a chance. Yes, I know it's early in the season and we got a long ways to go, but just to see our name considered as one of like the top, 6, top 8 teams that possibly could get to that point. And the crazy thing is, injuries keep stacking up for the Mariners. Now, you guys already know about Logan Gilbert and George Kirby and Matt Brash, but just to give you a couple updates. So Rowdy Tellez, he's got that hand bruise that he got hit, obviously, in that Toronto series. And, obviously a little bit after that as well. He's still playing here tonight. And then Ben Williamson had some back spasms. So you didn't see him a lot, obviously, towards the end of the last series. So he's fighting through the injury, just like Rowdy Tellez with the hand bruise. Hey, you got a back spasm, you got a hand bruise, no fucking problem. But we got a few updates that I want to be able to give out that just got released. Luke Raley was in the starting lineup. He tweaked his back, obviously, just a few hours ago, so he is out. It's day to day. And Dylan Moore, one of our hottest hitters with Jorge Polanco, is on the 10-day IL with a right hip issue. But you know what's crazy? Even with all of these injuries that the Mariners are having, I haven't been this confident in this Mariner team like this since 2001. Like, I'm not even worried about it. Like, no Logan Gilbert, no George Kirby, no Matt Brash in the bullpen yet. And all of these injuries, they keep stacking up. But, we have this confidence and swagger because we actually can hit now. It used to be just like, oh my God, we have to pitch well and we can't hit at all, right? But now we're putting up 5 to 10 runs on the regular, and it feels like no matter what happens, we're going to find a way to win. And I love that confidence and swagger that we're building right now. We got Bryce on the mound, Zach Neto in the box. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count with that sinker. Bryce Miller to Zach Neto. Let's go, baby. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside, low and away on a four-seam fastball. 2-0 count from Neto from Bryce Miller. Let's go, baby. But again, I've never seen this many injuries with the Mariners this early in the season. But also, I've never seen a Mariner team hit this well, since that 2001 team. 2-0 pitch, sinker, and grounded out to the shortstop. Throw to first. Got him. 1 away. Next up for the Angels, first baseman Nolan Shotnwell. Let's go, Bryce. We need you, baby. We need that electricity. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour. 30 to 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. First pitch is high and outside, 1-0 count with a four-seam fastball. The Miller to Shotnwell. Cool Kid in the building, what's good? Lauren in the building, what's good? Sarah in the building, what's good? Sonic's Joe in the building, what's good? Anna in the building, let's go. What is good? Let's go. 1-0 pitch, four-seam fastball looking from Miller to Shotnwell. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the first. And again, I don't like injuries, with the Seattle Mariners. But again, we've never been a good hitting team. We were the number 1 strikeout team for the last 4 to 5 years. We were always batting, around 200 to 220. And as a team right now, we're batting about 240. So it's like, everything that I wished that was going to happen in the offseason is kind of coming into fruition. But I don't think any Mariner fan expected these kind of injuries. But again, if we can put up 5 to 10 runs against anybody and the pitching can still stay afloat, especially with guys like Wu, Miller, Castillo, they need to hold it down while Gilbert and not only Kirby are out, but Brash in the pen. And then we can get some good results out of Logan Evans like we did. And obviously on top of that, Emerson Hancock, you never know what could happen. And a nice punch out there from Bryce Miller to Shotnwell. Nice job, baby. It's Miller time. And again, we need plenty of punch outs out of Bryce. Let's go. Hell yeah. Let's go, baby. Top of the first, 0-0 score. Bryce Miller with his first K. And again, when he's going to be good is when he gets that first couple Ks within the first couple innings. And we will see how he does next against a former, future first ballot Hall of Famer. Moved over to right field this season. He didn't even play against us last year. Mike Trout. First pitch, four-seam fastball, high and outside. 1-0 count from Miller to Trout. Captain with a 5er. Appreciate you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you here. Captain in the building. What's good? And he's starting us off with a fiver. Stacks, racks, with a little bit of Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. And I'm not sure if you heard my injury report, based on what has happened. 1-0 pitch, Trout into left field and singled the left. I'm not too surprised there. Mike Trout, even though he is getting older, can still get it done to a certain degree. I mean, he is in right field now, but not the same player as he was in his prime, but he can still beat us. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. So now you know about, obviously Logan Gilbert, captain. George Kirby isn't ready yet. Brash is still, recovering from Tommy John. And again, we got a couple guys that are in the lineup battling injuries. Rowdy Tellez with a hand bruise, obviously in that Toronto series, still kind of bothering him. Back spasms by Ben Williamson, but he says, you know what, I'm going to fight through it. So you're going to get those guys in the lineup. But a little bit of, concerning news. Luke Raley tweaked his back a couple hours ago, out of the lineup tonight, but he's only day-to-day. But the one that kind of hurts is Dylan Moore on the 10-day IL with a right hip issue. And he was one of our best hitters behind Polo, in 2025. So, and Ward flies out. There we go. A pretty easy 1-2-3 inning. Only gave up a little base knock to Trout, but it didn't lead to anything. So we're going to have to fight through it. But the thing is, we have such depth and such a great farm system, even without our top two pitchers playing, and our best, guy in the pen, not named Gabe Spire, or obviously Andres Munoz as our closer. We haven't had Brash all year. We haven't had George Kirby all year. We just lost Logan Gilbert, right? And obviously we lost Ryan Bliss. We lost Victor Robles. Now we got Dylan Moore fucking injured. Luke Raley can't play, right? But the thing is, I'm still confident that we can win these games. And I've never felt this way with injuries like this, maybe since that 2001 team. And again, they actually have the Mariners slated as one of the top 10 teams based on schedule. And, even with the injuries that we have, that we can actually make a deep run and be like a World Series favorite in the American League. When's the last time you heard the Mariners and World Series in the same sentence? We're the only team in MLB that's never been there. If we end up getting there, we'll probably lose, the first time that we get there, 4-1. That's pretty realistic, but you never know, especially with a team like this and with the number one farm system with pitchers and hitters. You just got to be able to think next man up. So you have an injury, who fucking cares? Let's let the next guy up do his job. And again, this year it feels a little bit different and feels a little bit special in my opinion. Let me know what you want to do photo-wise, Captain, and I got you. Rayleigh is only day-to-day, though, and then obviously Demo is on the 10-day IL. But again, with guys like JP staying hot, Ben Williamson, with Master Boney and Rivas, and again, if we have any more, that would mean definitely that another farm guy will get a chance to show what he can do. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing for the Mariners. Not only the best hitter on the Mariners, one of the best hitters in the entire MLB, Jorge Polanco. He'll probably be an all-star this year, just like this guy will be an all-star this year. And there is undoubtedly no denying the fact, when I've been telling y'all Cal has been the best catcher for quite some time, people wanted to bitch and moan. Julio with a nice single off a first pitch strike. We like that. But everyone wanted to bitch and moan at guys like Cal Raleigh, right? Your batting average is low. Even though he was putting up 30 to 35 homers, switch hitter, right? Obviously great defender from the knees. And now he's, starting to get that batting average up. Obviously using the torpedo bat. It's working. And now, not only for the World Baseball Classic, but for every all-star game moving forward, you're probably going to see Cal Raleigh represent the American League. Yeah, you got Adley Rutschman. Yeah, you got Salvador Perez. Yeah, you got Will Smith. Yeah, you got JT Realmuto. But when you're leading the league in homers as a catcher, let's be real. Cal Raleigh is the real deal, Holyfield. Next up, with Julio at first, Jorge Polanco. First pitch fouled off. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. 10 feet off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. From Kohanowitz to Polanco. Let's go Polo. I don't think anyone anticipated Polo, not only being this good, but, not only in the Mariner organization, the American League, but also the National League combined. Like, he literally is right up there with guys like Aaron Judge. It doesn't really sound, like that would fit, saying guys like Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and Jorge Polanco, but that's what we're getting this year, baby. Let's go. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1-1 pitch. Pitches outside on a four-seam fastball, 94 miles an hour from Kohanowitz. 2 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first. Julio, bottom of the first, 0-0. Let's go, baby. Injuries, no fucking problem. We got this. Pitches outside with that sinker. 2 feet off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Polo. Let's go, baby. And it's only a 2-game set against the Angels, which is a little rare. And obviously, we'll see what Emerson Hancock can do. But if he can do anything like Logan Evans did, and those 2 guys can hold it down while Gilbert and Kirby are injured, and we can still put up 5 to 10 runs, we're still going to be in business, baby. And there we go. Polo with a walk. Talk about one guy that has 0 patience, Julio, and the guy that has more patience, obviously, than him, and working a walk. Runners at first and second with no outs. Uh-oh, you know who it is. The best catcher in baseball, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, leading the MLB with 10 homers. Let's go. Yes, he's tied with someone, but he's still at the top. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Cal. Jacob in the building. What's good? I saw that Kittle got the bag. I did see that. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you can actually, someone can keep track of the likes as well as the donos in the chat, I'd greatly appreciate it. First pitch is inside at the hips. 0-1 count, fouled off with the slider from Kohanowitz to Cal Raleigh. And it's awesome to be able to see Cal finally getting love. You kind of saw how talented he was clutch hitting, and haters wanted just to be like, oh, he's only batting like 200, but again, if you're one of the best from throwing guys out, and you're a switch hitter, and you're clutch, and you can hit 30 to 35 homers, and you have more homers than any catcher since you came into the league. Second place is like 30 homers behind him. Like, let's be real. Again, the hate is crazy. But again, the Mariners haven't really been that good of a team. So if we need to start making the playoffs a couple years just to get the casuals to recognize that Cal's the real deal, unless you're looking at the home run totals, again, that's what we might have to do. But I'm really excited for the progression of some of our guys like Polo and Cal. Now we just need guys like Julio to catch up to guys like that. Let's go, baby. 2-1 count. Sweeper, low, and at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike from Kohanowitz, the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Cal. You know what to do. I've been on board since day one. And again, I've never buy non-graded cards on eBay. And the one card that I ended up buying, rookie auto, was in Cal's rookie year because I did believe in him. And here we go. A nice walk to Cal Raleigh. I love that. But again, I don't buy, non-graded cards on eBay, but they didn't really have the one that I wanted, when he ended up blasting that home run and got us to the playoffs against the Athletics. I bought it that night. And again, seems like it's a pretty good investment. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Bases loaded, no outs. Is that a good start for our Mariners? Let's go. But remember, we've also seen this team with bases loaded, no outs, get nothing. So again, hopefully we can get at least one, but if everything goes smoothly, we might be able to get 3-4 runs this inning. Let's go. Put the pressure on the Angels, baby. Yeah, we got 6 straight series wins, but I don't want to get cocky or anything like that, but I have a strong feeling that we're going to win both games today and tomorrow. But then when we get into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got the Rangers. We swept them. They're going to want payback, so hopefully we can win 2 out of 3. And then after that, I believe we have the Athletics on the road. So, and they're a little bit better than they were last year. And just like I mentioned with them and the Boston Red Sox, I felt like they would be a little bit better. But the difference is the A's won't make the playoffs. Boston looks like they probably will. In play, and fielder's choice with a runner out, 1 away. Randy couldn't get anybody home there, but we got 2 more chances. Next up, first baseman with a hand bruise, getting hit on the hand in that Toronto series, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go, baby. But again, I don't know if I've had this much fun watching a team that is so beat up and injured. But it shows you what kind of depth that we have. And we have so many guys in the farm that we could call up. So it's kind of exciting. A guy gets hurt, next man up mentality. Let's go. In play from Rowdy Tellez and fouled out to third. Fucking A, 2 away. And again, if we don't get anything this inning, don't freak out. We're going to end up having more opportunities in this game. But here's a guy that we would love to be able to do some damage. Grand salami, 2-run RBI, a single for an RBI. We'll take it. Shortstop in the 6 hole, J.P. Crawford. And he has been electric as of late. First pitch on the line, takes a strike looking with the sinker, 0-1 count. Come on, JP. And he's got the ability to go grand salami, get the mustard and rye bread. But again, we don't want to be too greedy. Again, we'll just take at least a run if we can get it. But again, if we don't get anything, this won't be the last time that we have bases loaded in this game. My ESP almost called it, huh? And Crawford grounded out to third, and that's it. And the thing is that it's like I feel it, And again, I'm not going to be right about everything, but sometimes I get these feelings that, and I've seen it in the past. So again, I need to make sure I explain it so that way that, people don't end up losing their lid early on. Like, how do you got bases loaded and you got no outs and you get nothing? Well, this is the Mariners, okay? But again, we're not the number one strikeout team anymore, and again, just not the right pitch and the right hit at the right time. But again, it's a good start. And again, you can't get too greedy. Should we have gotten at least a minimum of 1 run right there? Of course. Could we have gotten 3 or 4 that inning? Yes, right? But they get out of it, obviously, with some pretty good defense there and a little bit of luck. End of the first inning, and we'll see what we can get the next time up. We got nothing there. But again, it's happened to us earlier in the year. So again, it's not like, we can have bases loaded, no outs, bases loaded, 1 out, runners at second and third with no outs and still get nothing. And the reason I bring it up is because I've seen it before. And if you watch this, program on a regular basis, you've heard me talk about it before. But that won't be the last time that'll happen. But again, next time it does happen, where we're in that position, we're going to get runs. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Angels. Next up for the Angels, DHing Jorge Soler. Batting second, catcher Logan Ohapi in the 6 hole. And batting third in the 7 hole, third baseman Luis Rengifo. Let's go Mariners. Let's go, baby. Anything you want to see photo-wise? Captain, I got you. Yeah, but it's not like we're the only team that happens to. But again, now if this was, the situation where we're the number one strikeout team, right? And we can't hit, right? And then that happened, then it's more frustrating because, we probably won't have that situation happen again because we can't hit. But what's the difference in 2025? We're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. So again, is it unfortunate? Does it suck that we didn't get anything there? Yeah, but again, it's not like that's going to be it for the rest of the game, like maybe in years past. We can fucking hit. So, again, unfortunate circumstances, but that's not going to hold us down. We're still going to find a way. Jorge Soler in the box. First pitch, high and outside, 1-0 count with the sinker. 93 miles an hour from Bryce Miller. 1-0 pitch, low and at the knees, four-seam fastball, 93. 2 balls and no strikes from Bryce Miller from Jorge Soler. Let's go, Bryce. I got you. Pitch is outside, high and away. 3-0 count. And Jorge Soler, pitches outside, is walked. Not ideal for Bryce Miller. Hopefully he'll be a little bit better. And again, I don't know if anyone anticipated Bryce Miller maybe being our worst pitcher out of our starting 5 in our normal rotation between Gilbert, Kirby, Wu, Castillo, and Miller. We thought probably it would be Castillo, but since Kirby wasn't even able to start right out of the gates, you had to bring up Emerson Hancock and Luis F. Castillo. They were terrible in the beginning, but Logan Evans, he was balling. So again, if we can just get Hancock to be on the Evans level, and if Bryce can catch up to Castillo and Wu, we'll be fine. First pitch outside from Miller to Ohapi, 1-0 count. And now we got to hope that we can get into a double play, but Bryce is a little shaky. He's got a 1-3 record. He's our worst pitcher right now, and hopefully he can get his ass into gear. Come on, Bryce. You got all the talent in the world. You're a guy that throws heat, but you got to maybe slow it down and get some location. Let's go, M's. Angels have lost 5 out of their last 6. Pitches inside. 2 balls and no strikes from Miller to O'Hoppe. Well, the game just started, Pluto, so I mean, if this was in years past when he was in his prime, I would say that's a pretty good bet, but now he's a little older. He didn't even play against us in 2024. Last time Trout has played the Mariners is in 2023. He's more of a singles hitter, at this point in his career, but, I wouldn't be shocked if he homers today or tomorrow, but again, he doesn't really have the same type of, power in his swing, but he's still good enough occasionally to get a homer here and there, but not sure about that bet though. I could see it going either way, if I'm being honest. Pitches inside at the head. 3 balls and 1 strike from Miller to O'Hoppe. Now, I would probably, you're going to want to see at least 3 at-bats. In his first at-bat, he got a single, so it's not like he's going to, go 0 for 4 or 0 for 5 that often. But, I mean, if you place a bet and we're in the second inning, you got to be able to see some more at-bats. And O'Hoppe with a walk. Holy fuck. Come on, Bryce. I know we can hit, but, again, we don't want the pitching to go to all hell. Come on, Bryce. 1-3 record. 4.21 ERA. Don't be a liability. Come on, let's go. Soler with a walk. O'Hoppe with a walk. Next up is Luis Rengifo. And usually this is the situation when it's like the 5th inning and you got to pull a guy, You got guys at first and second with no outs. The guy is not in the zone. And then, bad shit happens. But hopefully Bryce can get out of this inning. But definitely very wild with his pitches as he's coming very close to hitting a few of these guys, just like Logan O'Hoppe on that last at-bat. Got to find a way to get a double play here. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 0-1 count with the splitter. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I got the Mitchell and Ness vintage Ken Griffey Jr. on. I'm ready. Rengifo fouled that one off. 4-seam fastball high and tight. Behind in the count 0-2. Get his ass, Bryce. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's try to get to 20 within the first hour so we can hit that algorithm. We're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. And what are we at? We're at 14. We need 6 more likes to be able to get to 20. So if you are in the room and you haven't done it, do your boy a solid. This is going to be your number 1 spot for Mariner coverage every single year from here on out till I die. All right, 4 more to go to hit 20. Let's go. Miller on the mound, Rengifo in the box. Come on, Bryce. In play with a splitter. And Rengifo grounded out into a double play. There we go, baby. Sometimes you just got to talk it into existence. If we're going to have bases loaded, no outs, and get nothing, we have to be able to get a double play in that next inning, and we did. There we go. You got to talk it into existence, baby. Little ESP. Next up, center fielder Joe Adell. First pitch is inside, fouled it off with a 4-seam fastball. 94 miles an hour from Bryce. 0-1 count. Great double play there by the Mariners. And again, our defense has, been top tier. We steal bags, like the best in MLB. We're getting homers left and right. It's just crazy, like how good that we're playing right now, compared to everyone else in the American League and the National League. It's wild. Slugging leaders in the MLB, going into yesterday. Polo ahead of Judge, Langford, Corbin Carroll, and Pete Alonso. That's wild. To be like number 1 in any kind of category. Pitches outside with a sweeper. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Miller to Joe Adell. We won 6 consecutive series, a franchise record 4 consecutive where they've lost the series opener, and then we're 12-4 in the last 16, the best record in MLB in that span. So we're balling, baby. Let's go. Top of the second, 0-0. Miller on the mound. Adele in the box. And got him. There we go. See? Sometimes things aren't going to go our way, but again, you just got to let that defense and the game kind of come to you. And then on top of all of those things that we're doing great, best reliever in baseball, Andres Munoz. First 14 appearances, 10 saves, 5 hits, 6 walks, 18 Ks, and 14 innings pitched. His 1.6 B-WAR is tied for the MLB lead among all pitchers, starter or reliever. So it's pretty amazing to be able to see like how many things that we are, balling, and all these different kind of categories. It's almost mind-boggling that we're doing this well, but even with the injuries that we've had, we just have to be able to keep things moving. Let's go. And as of just a couple days ago, since the Mariners offense, once we got swept by the Giants, who obviously are going to make the playoffs this year, 9th in batting average, 3rd in OBP, 4th in slugging, 4th in OPS, 2nd in homers, 2nd in runs. And at one point we were first in stolen bases as well. So everything is getting adjusted based on today's stats as well. And as we get into tomorrow, I'll have an update for you where we sit. It's like almost every offensive category we're in the top 10. A lot of them in the top 4. Wild. Next up for the Mariners, the guy that really changed everything for us, third baseman Ben Williamson. Got a back spasm? Fuck it. I'm still out there. Batting second, right fielder today, Miles Mastrobuoni. And batting third, second baseman, Leo Rivas, one of the guys that's uber patient in the box. He might drop down a bunt. And again, a guy that will really work the count. Almost an identical player to JP Crawford, even though JP's better at defense. But we can count on Leo in the 9-hole, just like we've had JP there for a good chunk of the year. But with injuries, we got to move him up. And hopefully we can get some runs in this inning. Let's go. Pump out a couple cows here for you. Appreciate you. We're at 5:95 to go. First pitch is outside to Ben Williamson, 1-0 count. See if I can get you one more. Appreciate you, my guy. And this was the moment that Cal Raleigh rookie card auto was purchased. Let's go. Takes a strike looking in the zone from Kohanowitz to Ben Williamson. And this guy is really starting to come up the ranks based off popularity on the team. And if there's anybody that's going to hit over 300 other than Polo, it's probably going to be Ben Williamson. Great defender at third. He's got a rocket laser of an arm, right? Probably the best defender and hitter we've had since Eugenio Suarez, and we've seen what he's been able to do. He had 4 home runs in one game, tied with Cal Raleigh for the lead in MLB with homers. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kohanowitz to Williamson, and strike swinging, got him. Nice punch out there from Kohanowitz. All right, Jack, I see you. Don't get any ideas, though. I can't have Ben being struck out too often, but we'll still give you some love. 1-3 record for Kohanowitz, 5.47 ERA. Down goes Big Ben. He'll get a hit next time around. Next up, right fielder, Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go, Miles. Crazy with no Bliss, no Robles, no Luke Raley, no Demo, but again, you're starting to get Julio and Cal on point, right? Obviously, Polo's the best hitter on the team. We need Randy and Rowdy and Miles and Leo to step up. JP has been great. So it's more than just having one guy that's typically good in the lineup. And that's kind of what the Mariners were for the last 4 or 5 years, being the number 1 strikeout team, one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. But now, instead of having one guy that's hot and everyone else not, we're having about half the lineup that's balling out of control. And even the lower guys in the lineup, are even starting to make a little bit of headway, which is nice. Hell, even Donovan Solano, shitty ass, worst player on the team, even he's been able to get a couple hits in the last couple days. So it shows you, we're starting to, get to that level now. Pitches outside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is low and away with the changeup, 87 miles an hour. 3 balls and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Let's go, baby. Mastrobuoni in the box. Kohanowitz on the mound. There we go. Pitch is outside, and that's a walk. We'll take that, baby. Yeah, but also, too, if you actually look at the teams the Mets have played, they have the easiest schedule for them to have that record. They're not playing any good teams. They've been beating up shitty teams and getting wins. So, again, congratulations to the Mets and, getting Soto and playing well, but they've had one of the easiest schedules playing against teams that got a shitty winning percentage. So, there is a little bit of a flawed number there. They are good this year. They'll probably make the playoffs, but it's not like they've really been playing good teams up to this point. I've dug into all the information, obviously, when we're not live. Strike outside of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Leo Rivas. Runner at first with 1 out. Let's go. Let's go, Leo. And Mariners have actually had one of the toughest schedules, top 5, especially, going against the Tigers and Giants early when we started off 3-7. So again, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I still think that we're going to get to 88 to 90 wins like my prediction. And if we get that, we can not only win the AL West, who knows? We might end up making a deep run, ALDS, ALCS. Hell, it could be a World Series year. Pitch is outside, about 10 feet off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out, runner at first, bottom of the second. 0-0, Angels and Mariners. Reflect in the building. What's good? How are you? And again, it's like if we ended up getting beat up by the top 2 teams in power rankings from most in the Tigers and Giants, and we're still being able to kind of come back with all these injuries, it really shows you how good we are this year. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to Leo Rivas. Reflect with a 3-er. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're at 8:92 to go. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. Appreciate you. Anything you want to see photo-wise, I got you. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the second, runner at first, 1 out. 2-2 count. In play on a 2-2 pitch. Rivas? Yeah, baby. Rivas single to left, Mastrobuoni to second, and I'm telling you, Rivas is going to give us the same kind of production as JP in the 9-hole, and I love that he's playing. So I know, Reflect, you probably have read all the injury reports, but just to give you a quick update, even though you may already know, Rowdy Tellez with the hand bruise, he's still going to play. Ben Williamson had some back spasms. He's fighting through it. And then, obviously, the bad news, Luke Raley day-to-day with tweaking his back, obviously in batting practice. And then the worst one is Dylan Moore, 10-day IL with a right hip. But again, with all of the depth and, the swagger and aura, and the charisma and the riz that we, have been able to show, not only to the fans, but to all the other teams, that we're playing, it's like, I'm not even worried. Normally I would be just like, oh my God, biting my nails, like, oh, this is not going to be good. But we've been, hitting so well that I'm not even worried about it. Runners now at first and second to Julio Rodriguez. First pitch is inside with the sinker. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Kohanowitz is low and at the knees with another sinker. 97 miles an hour. 2-0 count to Julio Rodriguez. I got you. Let's go, J-Rod. In play. And Julio flies out to center, Mastrobuoni to third. Now runners at first and third with 2 outs. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, Jorge Polanco. And we have a very good chance of having Polo and Cal Raleigh in the All-Star game this year. Facts. First pitch right down the middle, fouled off by Polo. 0-1 count. Next guy up. We got a great farm system. Next guy up, and we have plenty of guys even at this point with all these injuries, where again, as long as we can keep the confidence high, the vibes high, the aura high, we're going to be fine. Even with, Logan Evans and Emerson Hancock. Would we rather have Logan Gilbert and George Kirby? Of course. We don't even have Matt Brash yet, but he's getting close, right? But even with that being said, it's like if we can just have Wu, Castillo, and Miller hold it down with Evans and, obviously Emerson Hancock, we're going to be fine. As long as we're able to put up the 5 to 10 runs, like we've been able to do pretty much every game this year. Pitch is about 10 feet off the plate from Kohanowitz to Polo. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and third. Let's go, Polo. You've been a fucking RBI slugging machine. Let's go, baby. Bring that electricity, Polo. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Let's get to that 20 number within the first hour. We got 20 minutes to go. We're at 8 on the Dono train, 92 to go. Let's go, baby. And this is only a 2-game set. So again, we're going to have Emerson Hancock on the mound tomorrow at 1:10 Pacific. I'll be live for that. Day off on Thursday. Obviously, no game for the Mariners. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we host the Rangers on my birthday on Friday. Brian Wu on the mound. Should be fun. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we go on the road and play the Athletics. Pitches outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to Polo. Try dance up. Let's go, baby. And obviously, as the Mariners keep continuing to dominate and play well, as that pitch is fouled off high and away, that means more fair weather Mariner fans, bandwagon Mariner fans, occasional fair weather Mariner fans will start, paying more attention, as well as people doing parlays, actually wanting to bet on the Mariners to win rather than betting on us to lose. So we'll definitely be getting a spike in viewership as the season keeps going along. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at first and third. We had bases loaded with no outs in the first. Got nothing. But hopefully we can get something in play. And bang! What did I tell you, Captain? I told y'all we were going to get runs in the next. And Jorge Polanco goes deep, deep, deep. See ya! 3-0 Mariners. And guess what? Polo's an all-star this year. Let's go. Bases loaded with nothing, right? No worries. We're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. Top 4, baby. And just like that, full count, 2 outs, runner at first and third. No problemo. Jorge Polanco, bring in the electricity. 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, who will be in the All-Star game this year as well. Let's go, baby. I'm telling y'all, this is a special fucking year. Especially when Polo's like number 1 in MLB in slugging, even over guys like Aaron Judge. Let's fucking go. I know guys like fucking Julio are probably jealous, thinking that should be me, but again, you're not Polo. And for a guy that sucked so bad last year, even though he did have some injuries with the hips and whatnot, things are working. And again, we found our DH. This could be our Edgar Martinez, maybe for a long, long time. Like, we don't even need Polo to play second or third. Just be our DH for the rest of your fucking career here in Seattle. This might be the next, coming of Edgar Martinez. Facts. Except he's a switch hitter. And a little dribbler, throw out to first. But the damage is done. 3-0 Mariners. Like I said, I haven't been this excited about a team probably since 2001. And we know what happened in 2001. I'm not saying that we're going to win almost 120 games. We don't have that kind of depth that team did. But I'm telling you right now, this is the most exciting team that we've had in a long, long time. Let's go, baby. Let's get some Rivas and Polo photos up for Reflect. Fuck yeah, baby. It's crazy like how, pitching was so good, but we couldn't hit. But now it shows you if, even if pitching is a little suspect at times, but you're putting up all these monster runs and hits and RBIs, then you don't need the pitching to be top 3. Again, it's like you're top 4 in hitting. Now, of course, you don't want the pitching to go from top 3 to like bottom 5. You still want to be at least like in the middle, like top 15 until the guys get healthy. But, it's crazy to see this team actually hit the baseball. And as a team, we're right around the 240 range. And I know me and Reflect discussed, going from 200 to 220 to 240 to 250. If we could do that, we could really turn this fucking ship around. And that's exactly what we're fucking doing this year. It's awesome. Let's go, baby. And even the guys that we don't really feel confident in, like Donovan Solano, right, when it's 4 for 40, even Donovan has been able to get hits in a few games. So again, we're really turning this ship around and it feels fucking good. Next up for the Angels, second baseman in the 9-hole, Kyron Paris. But again, it's like when you watch this team, as much as a lot of us do on a regular basis, you can kind of feel the excitement in the air. And again, if this was last year's team and we had bases loaded, no outs, that would have been devastating. But this year, we could have bases loaded maybe 2 times in a game and get nothing, bases loaded, no outs, and it won't fuck us over. Like, we're such a good hitting team. We're like, fuck it, next inning, we'll get them. And that's exactly what we did. And there we go, 3 straight pitches, bang, bang, bang. See ya. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Bring that electricity. Settle in. Bryce Miller. Nice punch out, baby. Kyron Paris. See ya. Next up, back at the top of the order, shortstop Zach Neto. Let's go, baby. You know it. First pitch is inside. 1-0 count with the splitter from Miller to Neto. Yeah, D-backs won't make the playoffs this year, but the Dodgers, Padres, and Giants probably all will. Exactly. And it's kind of funny that, he's on our team. Like, we actually have guys that know how to get it done. Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, Ken Griffey Jr. Could you really ask for a better 3 to help? And then every once in a while, you'll get Randy Johnson working with the pitchers. Like, we're truly blessed. It's kind of crazy that we've had some of the best players to ever lace up the cleats, even though we've never been to a World Series. But then again, at some point, we will. And again, even if we have to go to one and lose the first time around, I'm very confident in this team that we can get it done. Yeah, we didn't hit 120, 116. Miller on the mound, Neto in the box. Pitches low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Bryce Miller to Zach Neto. Jorge Polanco, right? 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runners at first and third, no fucking problem. And Neto walked. And Bryce has had an issue with walks this year, especially in this particular game. Hasn't been able to get the run support, but he's getting it in this particular game. 1-3 record, ERA of 4.21. Come on, Bryce, settle in. You're pitching really wild, and you got to settle in. I feel like the record has been eating at him because he's seeing like Logan Evans doing good. He saw Emerson Hancock getting better. Hell, even Luis Castillo looks like the Luis Castillo from 2022 from the Reds, not like the 2023, 2024 version. And Brian Wu is fucking Brian Wu. So I feel like he's feeling the pressure as kind of being the weak link, but you just got to get back to understanding who the fuck you are, right? Your Miller time, right? Let's get it done, baby. Next up for the Angels, Nolan Shawnoel. Takes a strike right down the pipe. 1 ball and 1 strike from Miller to Shawnoel. Let's go, baby. And Shawnoel in play, grounded out into the double play, baby. So yeah, we had bases loaded, no outs, and that looked terrible. But what have we done? We've been able to hit a 3-run blast, and in back-to-back innings, boom, double play, boom, double play. Again, you don't want to overthink things, especially when things are rolling with this team. Trident's up. Back-to-back double plays, baby. I had to hit you with the Griffey. Let's go. Defense, elite. Stealing bags, elite. Hitting, elite. I mean, really, the only thing right now that, is a little bit of a concern is the pitching. But even the pitching, hasn't been really awful. Like I said, even the pitching, we got injuries to Logan Gilbert, no George Kirby, no Matt Brash. But even with some questionable decisions by Dan Wilson, by bringing in guys maybe too long, or keeping guys in too long, or maybe, having the wrong guy pinch hit for someone, or, maybe pulling a guy a little bit too soon that we would like to see a little bit more, like out of Gabe Spire. But even with all of those things being said, it really hasn't burnt us this year. Like, we haven't really had too many games besides that game 1 in the Marlins with Casey Lawrence. I mean, we've only had a couple games, maybe not as bad as that one, but again, it's been more positive than negative, and I love what we're doing here. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners, and if you're just tuning in, Jorge Polanco is a goddamn all-star. Facts. 3-run blast with runners at first and third with a 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, a guy that we do need to get that bat going, Randy Arozarena. He'll get hit by a lot of pitches, and he'll take some walks as well. First pitch, low and away. In the zone, though, for a strike, 0-1 count from Kohanowitz to Randy Arozarena. On deck is Rowdy Tellez, dealing with a hand bruise, and batting third, hot, J.P. Crawford. And really things started to turn around when J.P. and Big Ben started to get hot, and I'm really happy that they're on our team. Natman in the building, what's good? 0-1 pitch. Pitch is high and on the line, behind the count 0-2 from Kohanowitz to Randy Arozarena. And four-seam fastball, he chased it, and that is strike 3. Nice punch out by Kohanowitz. Come on, Randy. Got to be a little bit more patient, my guy. You're looking like fucking Julio out there. And we'll give Jack Kohanowitz a little love. 1-3 record, 5.47 ERA. Don't get any big ideas, Kohanowitz. Next up, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go, Rowdy. And if you're into Star Wars or episode 4 in season 2 debuts tonight. So that'll be on, obviously, I think it started maybe a couple hours ago. They're on Disney Plus. I'll be watching it later tonight. I've been starting and binging Black Mirror from season 1, episode 1, just because they have a brand new season that just came out, but I wanted a refresher. I love sci-fi and I love technology, and it is kind of creepy to kind of see like how things could be, in the future. Highly recommend Black Mirror if you haven't seen it before. Very good. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Mariners. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Rowdy Tellez. In play. And that's grounded out to second. Throw to first. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Seems like he's been able to get a hit in every game in like the last 10. So let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go, JP. I might have to bust out the other baubles. I got the Randy Johnson, Dan Wilson double bauble. I might have to go grab it. And then I got the Ken Griffey Jr. Ichiro double bauble. Hey, however many baubles we need for good luck, baby. Pitches outside on a 1-0 count. Nah. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was like a foot off the plate. What is this ump looking at? 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to JP. Let's go. Let's go, Crawdaddy. And JP flies out to left. End of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Next time, JP. Next up for the Angels, 1 for 1 with a single, right fielder, Mike Trout. Batting second, left fielder, 0 for 1, Taylor Ward. And batting third, 0 for 0 with a base on ball, DHing Jorge Soler. Let's go, Mariners. And if you're just tuning in the bottom of the second, Polo homer to right, 395 feet. Mastrobuoni scored, Rivas scored, 3-0 Mariners. And just to give an update on batting averages, Julio 202, Polo 386. He's almost at 400. Holy hell. Cal Raleigh 227, which was all the way up to about 230, 240. Need to get it back up there. Randy Arozarena looking like Julio, 198. Rowdy 164. JP 271. Solid. I love that. Ben Williamson 302. Second best hitter behind Polo. Mastrobuoni 233. And Leo Rivas 333. And obviously with Dylan Moore, we know that he had a good batting average, typically above 300 as well, but he's on the 10-day DIL. Let's freaking go, Dylan. Get healthy. All right, Bryce, you got to settle in. Let's get a pitching update here. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. I mean, I like the Ks, but I don't like the 3 walks. And let's take a look at Kohanowitz. What do we got going on with Jack? 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 2 Ks. So Bryce, beating him, obviously, not giving up a big blast, but again, need to cut back on the walks for both pitchers. First pitch for Bryce, high and away, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, 1 ball and 1 strike from Miller to Mike Trout. 1-1 pitch, 4-seam fastball, takes a strike looking, low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Miller to Trout. Sweeper outside, 10 feet off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Bryce Miller to Mike Trout. He already has a single. I don't think we really fear him as a home run hitter anymore, but again, you can never discredit, Trout. At any given moment, if you throw it right down the middle, he'll take it. And he's great at pulling the baseball, even at this older age. He had to move from center to right. The last time the Mariners played him, it was in 2023. So, again, I assume we're going to get a couple Ks on him tonight. 2-2 pitch. Splitter, got him. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There's one of the Ks, and hopefully we'll get at least another one. Nice job, Bryce. Let's take it, baby. Sit down, Mike Trout. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. And if we're giving up singles at Trout rather than homers, I think we can deal with that. First pitch to Taylor Ward, fouled off on the 4-seam fastball right down the pipe. 93 miles an hour, 0-1 count from Miller to Ward. And I'm happy that we got some good run support for Bryce, especially with that 1-3 record. We need to get him to that 500 number. Get him to 3-3 and get that ERA below 4. Get it into the 3s, mid-3s. Takes a strike looking with the splitter. Behind in the count now 0-2 from Miller to Ward. Sweeper outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Miller to Ward. But just kind of amazing, to start off the year 3-7, playing the Tigers and Giants, who in most people's power rankings are at the top of the board, even over teams like the Dodgers or the Padres and others, right? And then every bandwagon Mariner fan jumped off, and I said, hey, it's a long year, 162 games, not 60. And we have definitely turned it around. 6 straight series win. And again, if we win today and tomorrow, that'll be 7. Big facts. Sinker outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Miller on the mound, Ward in the box. And again, after this series, obviously we have the Rangers in a 3-game set, starting with Brian Wu on Friday on the birthday. And then obviously after that set is over, we go and we fly to play the Athletics in their stadium. And again, we'll see how that ends up going, since it's not going to be in Oakland. And another walk for Bryce Miller. This is getting out of control. But as long as it doesn't lead to any runs, fine. But not what you really want to see out of a guy in Bryce Miller. He ain't a George Kirby, where he never walks anybody. But again, Bryce has been pretty wild this year. Need to settle in. Thank God that we actually can hit to, help a guy like Bryce out. Next up, DHing Jorge Soler. Angels are, to me, the worst team. A's will be able to be better than them in 4th. Houston will be in 3rd, and it'll come down to us and the Rangers for the playoffs. And as far as, winning the division or getting the wild card, but again, I really feel that 88 to 90 wins, I think my prediction can come true. And, we're projected for that number right now. So we just got to keep it flowing, keep it moving. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe. Miller to Soler, 2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out, runner at first, 3-0 Mariners in the top of the 4th. And again, we know how the Astros started slow and then they ended up winning the division. But again, I feel with no Alex Bregman, right, that's going to be a huge, huge loss. And no Kyle Tucker. That team is not built the same. They can't just rely on Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, and Jeremy Pena just with those 3. They needed the big 5. Because a lot of times
Tucker and Bregman bailed them out. And without those two players, they're not the same team anymore. So that's kind of my thinking. And you've seen Bregman play great for the Red Sox, and you've seen, obviously, you know who, Kyle Tucker on the Cubs doing their thing. Or seam fastball outside. And there's another walk. Holy hell, Bryce. Is Bryce Miller our worst pitcher on the staff? I mean, is Emerson Hancock better? Holy cow. I mean, if it keeps going like down this direction, I mean, we already know Logan Evans was wheeling and dealing, but I don't know if anybody anticipated Bryce Miller, like it being Brian Wu, Luis Castillo, Logan Evans, Emerson Hancock, and then Bryce Miller is our worst? Holy fuck. Come on, Bryce. We've already gotten 2 double plays to help you out. Now we need another one. You know, you're asking a hell of a lot from the defense. 3 double plays? We're only in the 4th inning, my guy. You got to be better. And we got a mound visit. I mean, I you know, it's like you wouldn't think that, you know, Emerson Hancock would be better, but, you know, that's starting to be a concern. And Hancock has been pitching a little bit better. I think, you know, Bryce is still a better pitcher overall than Hancock, but, you know, again, when these wins and losses start stacking up, we're going to find out, you know, if Bryce is the liability. But if we can still end up getting a lot of runs, you know, it might not matter. We can still help him get a win, you know, even if his pitching is a little off. Logan O'Hoppe right down the middle with the splitter with a strike looking, 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. We need a double play. Go, Bryce. It's Miller time, baby. And we already swept the Rangers. They're going to want payback on us, but feel pretty confident in this 2-game set against the Angels, 3-game set against the Rangers, and a 3-game set against the A's. And if we, I'm not saying we're going to win all of those games, but I mean, imagine if we do, or if we only lose 1 game out of like the next 8, things are going to be cooking here for the Mariners. Pitch is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Miller to O'Hoppe. 1-1 pitch. Right on the line, strike swinging. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Bryce Miller to O'Hoppe. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Mariners with a 3-run jack by Jorge Polanco, who's an all-star this year. Sweeper outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But right now, we definitely have Polo and Cal Raleigh making the all-star game, which is pretty exciting. But will we add another player to that? Splitter inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, runners at first and second. Come on, Bryce. And I love the way that Ben Williamson, Dylan Moore have been, and JP Crawford. You know, those guys have been, you know, on the kind of, not on the Polo level, but they've been, you know, better than guys like Julio and Cal, which is kind of surprising. Cal's giving us the home runs, but as far as like batting average and consistency, we need more from Julio and Cal. And imagine once Julio and Cal get going, you know, then the league is in trouble. It's like crazy to think like we have one of the best records in MLB in the last, you know, couple weeks, and you know, Julio has not really been a factor. In play and flied out to center. Julio is there. Ward to third, 2 away. Nice job, Julio. Next up for the Angels, third baseman Luis Rengifo. We just cracked the hour mark. Are we at 20 likes yet? Where are we at on the likes? I know we're on the donos. We're at, what, 8? We have 92 to go. Where are we at on the likes? Did we hit 20 yet? First pitch is outside with a 4-seam fastball, 0-1 count. And it looks like we're at 22. There we go. 8 more to go to get to 30. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 30. Now we're at 23. Thank you so much. Pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and third with 2 outs. 3-0 Mariners with a 3-run jack by our all-star. That kind of is crazy to say. Jorge Polanco. He could be the Edgar Martinez of the Mariners for the next 10 years. I don't even need you to play defense. Plus, you got a noodle arm. You're not even good at defense. We would rather have JP and, Dylan Moore, Leo Rivas, or Ben Williamson at third, and those other guys playing second and short. Sometimes injuries end up, happening for a reason, And Rengifo lined out to first. There we go. And back-to-back double plays, and then you end up getting walk, out of Bryce Miller, but it hasn't hurt us. And again, thank God for our defense and our hitting this year. Next up, for the Mariners, the guy that changed everything, third baseman, Ben Williamson. Back spasms? Who gives a shit? Let's get a hit here. Batting second, right fielder, Miles Mastrobuoni. 0 for 0 with a run and a base on ball. Let's go, Miles. And batting third, 1 for 1 with a run, second baseman, Leo Rivas. I want to see a bunt drop down at some point in the game. Let's go, Leo. Yeah, crazy to think, before he became the Canadian killer, it's like, man, maybe Tyler Locklear needs to come up. But, as of late, he's been earning, his spot there at first. Obviously you'd want someone a little bit, maybe a better defender. But again, they didn't really trust Luke Raley. They would rather have him in the outfield. And obviously we don't want to see Rowdy Tellez DH since we have Polo. And, again, you just don't want to mess with something that's working great. And again, there's no point of anybody DHing for us the rest of the year. Just let Polo be the DH. And I imagine deep down, he probably wants to play D and he wants to be out there. But again, if you're going to be a liability, sometimes it's just better for you to DH, man. You're getting paid the same amount of money and you're going to be a fucking all-star this year. Let's go, Polo. Let's go, Big Ben. And let's go, Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's get it. Let's go, Leo. Bottom of the fourth, 3-0 M's. Let's get it. We're at 24, 6 likes to go. First pitch to Ben Williamson inside with a sweeper. 1-0 count from Kohanowitz. 1-0 pitch. Right there on the line with the strike swinging with the sweeper. 1 ball and 1 strike from Big Ben. Let's go, Ben. You the man, baby. In play on a 1-1 pitch. And grounded out to the shortstop. Throw to first. Brutal. Another out. It's okay. 0 for 2. I still feel he'll get at least a hit before the game's over. He's too good of a hitter. Oh my God. Next up, right fielder, Miles Mastrobuoni. First pitch, fouled off with the sinker. 0-1 count. Kohanowitz on the mound. And Miles Mastrobuoni in the box. Let's go, baby. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. Cal Raleigh and Eugenio Suarez. Obviously, Eugenio, good vibes only, the former third base Mariner, leading the league in homers. That's crazy to think. Cal Raleigh and Eugenio Suarez leading the league in homers. I mean, I know it's still early, but still pretty wild. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. 3-0 Mariners in the bottom of the fourth. And we want to add some insurance, and I'm not talking Geico, baby. In play. And grounded out to first, 2 away. We need to get it past the infield. Kind of weakly hit balls here. And too bad we have 2 outs. If we only had 1 or none, maybe Leo drops the bunt, but I wouldn't expect him to do it here with 2 outs. But you never know. Second baseman, Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. You're already 1 for 1. Let's make it 2 for 2. Maybe this is the Leo Rivas game besides Polo. Let's go, Mariners. First pitch is outside, 2 feet off the plate. 1-0 count from Kohanowitz to Rivas. Love me some Rivas. Love me some Leo. 1-0 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Leo Rivas. almost a clone type of player as JP. Not as hot as JP as of late, but a very smart baseball IQ type of player. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to Rivas. Come on, Leo. Bottom of the 4th, 2 outs, 3-0 Mariners. Pitches low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to Leo Rivas. Pitches high and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count now is full with 2 outs. And this is the exact same count that we had when Polo went yard. But we had guys at first and third. And again, you know when guys are clutch, when it can be full count, 2 outs, backs against the wall, and you can find a way to get on base or do the unthinkable, like Polo did, go for a 3-run jack. As Paisley comes in the room, she misses Dad. Sinker fouled off. Another sinker fouled off. Count remains full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Most 3-ball counts in the majors. That's a great stat. Yeah, I'm looking at Brooks Gate and every single fucking stat website that's out there for anything that the Mariners are doing. It's like, this is kind of a wild year. We haven't really seen a year like this. And Rivas strikes out swinging. That's all right. You got to hit it your first at bat. Like, hell, we had bases loaded, no outs, and didn't get anything in the first. And I told y'all we'd be fine. And then the next inning, we hit a 3-run blast. So there you go. Want to get a little bit more, but again, we can't be too disappointed right now. I mean, again, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. They only have 1 hit so far. Bryce has walked, it seems like 10 guys, even though we know it's not that many. But Bryce has got how many walks? 5 fucking walks, and they only have 1 hit, and they have no runs. We're incredibly lucky right now. Let's see who's up next here for the Angels. Typically, if you end up having 5 walks, you're going to have at least a run, typically, but not for the Angels today, baby. Next up for the Angels, center fielder 0 for 1 with a K, Joe Adell. Batting second, 0 for 1 in the 9-hole with a K, second baseman Kyron Paris. And batting third, back at the top of the order, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, shortstop Zach Neto. Let's go Mariners. Yeah, baby. I like that. I don't know how many baubles we're going to have to bust out. I mean, I got the Soto Mojo. I got the Lou Piniella bauble, but that's still in the box. I got the Brett Boone bauble back then from the early 2000s in that 2001 season. We might have to make our debut here of Ichiro and Griffey. Super dope bauble. Singles hitter, home run hitter. And now this one even makes more sense. I looked for this one for 10 years, and I finally found it at a local card shop a couple years ago. 2012 Mariners Hall of Fame, Randy Johnson, and our manager, Dan Wilson. Hell, all the baubles are coming out. Dual baubles are super dope. And unfortunately, when we had COVID, they were going to do a Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr. dual bauble, and then they scrapped it. I was so sad, because I'm a big Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr. guy, and They haven't recirculated it. So somewhere in a storage locker, there's probably, I don't know how many, 10,000 fucking Griffey Junior, Griffey Senior baubles. Hopefully they'll have that come out one day. 3 balls and 1 strike from Miller to Joe Adell. 3-1 pitch. 4-seam fastball, strike swinging right down the pipe. Count now is full to Bryce Miller to Joe Adell. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, baby. Count now is full. AM in the building. What's good? Takes a strike swing on a 3-1 count. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, Bryce. 4-seam fastball in the top of the zone, fouled off. Count still full. I love me some baubles. I'm a big starting lineup guy. Obviously, they made those from 1988 to 2001, around 2000. And then obviously McFarland took over in 2001 for a lot of the sports figures. And Joe Adell strikes out looking. Got him. There we go. Nice job, Bryce. Way to get that electricity going. You've been walking way too many guys, but way to get Joe Adell out, baby. See ya. Next up, second baseman Kyron Paris. Let's go, Bryce. It's fucking Miller time, baby. Keep it going, Bryce. In play from Kyron Paris and a double to left. All right, Kyron, I see you. Back at the top of the order, shortstop Zach Neto, 0 for 1 with a base on ball. What's good, AM? That's old news, Captain. Where have you been? Daniel Jones signed with the Colts months ago. They got Richardson, AR, and Daniel Jones. But again, at some point they will go for a quarterback in the draft, or they'll, get a free agent quarterback, that will be better than those two at some point. First pitch is inside at the hips. Fouled off with the splitter, 0-1 count. My baubles are bobbing. Top of the 5th, runner at second, Kyron Paris with that double. 3-0 Mariners with a 3-run jack by Polo. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging with a knuckle curve. Behind in the count, 0-2. Come on, Bryce. O2 pitch with the splitter, fouled off on the line. Still behind in the count, 0-2 from Miller to Neto. Four more likes to 30. Let's get there, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 4 more to 30. Let's get there. It'll help with the algorithm and the metrics and the overall vibe of the channel. And strikeout swinging for Neto. Hell yeah. There we go. It's Miller time, baby. Nice job, Bryce. Settle in. You demand. Way to bring that electricity, baby. Next up, first baseman Nolan Shawnuel. 0 for 2 with a K. First pitch low and at the knees from Bryce Miller to Shonowell. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch with the four-seam fastball after that splitter. Same location. Behind in the count now 2-0. Come on, Bryce. Paisley decided that she wanted to go roam in the house. She's like, oh, Dad's not done yet. He's still working. Top of the fifth, 3-0 M's. Trident's up. 2 outs, runner at second. Kyron Paris with the double. Takes a strike looking in the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike from Bryce Miller to Nolan Shonowell. Come on, Bryce. Let's go, baby. Pitches low and at the knees with a four-seam fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Man, he is fucking off today. I can't believe that he's pitching so shitty and we've only given up 2 hits. I mean, again, he's got 5 walks. He has almost as many walks as Ks. I mean, I'm glad that he's got the 6 Ks, but can you imagine if he didn't have as many walks? He'd be pacing for 10 Ks tonight. But thank God that we got that 3-run jack. Otherwise, we'd be in fucking trouble today. And Shonowell grounds out to first. There we go. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning and see who's up next for the Mariners. And Bryce gets bailed out again. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. You're due for a homer. Batting second, 1 for 1 with a 3-run blast, 3 RBIs, an all-star in 2025, Jorge Polanco. And batting third, another all-star this year, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, leading the league in homers with Eugenio Suarez with 10. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Torpedo bat, yes, sir. Let's go, M's. I do have a Julio bobble, but it's from his rookie year, and it's in the box. I can't take it out, so I have to keep it. I have to keep the integrity of some of those rare items and whatnot. So, but if I ever get an extra one, then we'll have the Julio. I do need to get a Cal bobble. I don't have a Cal bobble yet. Definitely need one of those. First pitch is inside from Kohanowitz to Julio Rodriguez with the sweeper. 1-0 count. Would love to get a Cal bobble, from a game, but I really want a Cal foul ball. That's what I'm really hoping that I can get on the 4th of July. Skeens on the mound, Cal in the box, fouls it off, right behind first base, and there I am with no mitt. Boom shakalaka, another foul ball. Skeens, Raleigh, in my hands. I need that. Pitch right there in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Julio. Come on, Julio. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to J-Rod. Come on, baby. Kind of feels like to me if Julio homers, it'll be tomorrow. Like in the afternoon, not in the evening. But, what do I know? I do remember when junior and senior went back-to-back. Absolutely. I actually met, both of them, around, that time period in Griffey's rookie year. And obviously we know senior came over in 90. So when you can end up meeting people like that when you're 7, 8 years old, it sticks with you forever. Down goes Julio. But next up, we got our stud. 1 for 1. with a run and 3 RBIs, 3-run jack, Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Polo. Polo in play and flied out to center. Holy hell. I thought maybe he was going to go yard again. Polo. Polo might be the only guy that's acceptable to go after a first pitch strike and just go after it. You know, Julio does it way too often, and that home run was robbed. Wow. Could you imagine? And you know, Polo's a guy that can hit 2 in a game. We've already seen him do it. Wow. That was almost home run number 2. I mean, Polo's doing what we thought Julio would be doing at this point in his career. Look at this catch. Wow. Nice catch by Joe Adell. Next up is big dumper Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. First pitch is in there, fouled off. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, strike swinging, same spot, same place from Kohanowitz to big dumper. Behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Cal. Because typically when Cal gets in an 0-2 count like Julio, it's not usually that good. You know, it might end up being a strikeout or, you know, a weak pop-up or ground out. But let's see if we can find a way. 227 average, just got to get that up a little bit higher. Once you hit 240, then you can get to 250. Pitch fouled off with the 4-seam fastball right on the line. 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs from Kohanowitz to Raleigh. Defensively, you know, hasn't been on point as he has been in previous years, but again, the torpedo bat is working, and I think that we can work with him being the league leader in homers. Eventually, he'll start throwing more guys out as the warmer weather comes about. Sweeper. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to big dumper. But we have seen Cal, you know, work 2 10-pitch walks in a game. So it's just a matter of just grinding out at-bats. Normally those aren't going to happen when you get to 10 pitches when you're in an 0-2 count. But if anyone could do it, it's Cal. 4-seam fastball, 10 feet off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Kohanowitz to big dumper. Come on, Cal. Take a walk here if needed. You don't got to force it. And there we go. Cal listened. He's like, you know what? I don't need to force it and be like Julio and strike out. And Cal takes a walk. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Randy's been a little cold as of late. All right, well, we're live tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So we'll be live on, but you will probably be at work. So we'll be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then Thursday, I'm hanging out with the fam. And then, you know, for the birthday. And then Friday, on my actual birthday, we're going to be doing the Mariners and Rangers with Brian Wu on the mound. So I will see you on Friday for the birthday stream. And hopefully we have a victory there. First pitch inside. Takes a strike looking on a 4-seam fastball. 0-1 count from Kohanowitz to Arozarena. Judge, Goldschmidt, Lux, and Donovan. Wow, that's crazy. Judge batting .412. And down goes Randy. Man, I wish Randy would be able to work at his at-bats and grind out the at-bats a little bit longer. That's the end of the 5th, 3-0 M's. Been a little bit of a slump as of late. I mean, he definitely has been hit by a lot of pitchers, but let's go to the top of the 6th, baby. Down goes Randy, taking a strike looking. Yeah, and, you know, the thing is like, you know, when you're as hot as the Mariners right now, we're going to win, you know, in chaotic ways. We're not going to win, you know, every game the same type of way. You know, some games, you know, you're going to get a couple lucky homers. Other games, you're going to get, 10 to 14 hits and everyone's balling out of control and feeling the good vibes and the good aura, and other games, there's going to be a lot of people that are struggling, either based on really good pitching, and we have to wait for the bullpen to get in to start raking in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and then again, just hoping that you get, one solid inning to be able to break away. But again, thank God we have a guy named Jorge Polanco, because he has really helped us win and, carry the team when, maybe it should have been a guy like Julio Rodriguez. But when you watch Julio and when you watch Polo, it's not the same. Facts. Let's see who's up next here for the Angels. And we have Snyder coming in from Bryce Miller, so Bryce's day is done. I don't know if I really like calling Snyder. Liability. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K, right fielder Mike Trout. On deck, left fielder Taylor Ward. And after him, DHing Jorge Soler. All right, Bryce. Let's look at Bryce's final line. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, 83 pitches. First pitch strikes, only 8 for 20, which is terrible. And luckily for Polo, getting that 3-run jack, or we would not be in a good position. So, first pitch from Snyder to Trout. 2 feet off the plate, 1-0 count. Come on, Colin. I don't really have a whole lot of faith in Colin Snyder. And we should set Trent Thornton down to AAA, but they still haven't done it, to my knowledge. Fouls off a second pitch, 1 ball and 1 strike. Takes a strike swinging. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Snyder to Trout. And we brought up Samad Taylor, infield, outfield. And then Santos is on the 60-day injured list. But guess what? Santos was garbage for us anyways. So, but at some point, we got to send Trent Thornton down. He is the worst player on the team besides Donovan Solano. Cannot trust him. Even my bobbles are shaking left to right instead of up to down. In play on a 2-2 pitch. And thank God, Trout flied out to center to Julio. 1 away. Next up, left fielder Taylor Ward. First pitch to Taylor Ward. Fouled off with a cutter, 0-1 count. Yeah, and I've seen Kirby and Brash, getting some limited action, whether it's in, practice or in rehab assignments. Pretty exciting. To be able to see Kirby, finding his way and Brash getting closer and closer. We're going to need him. But again, when Brash first comes back from that Tommy John, he might be not very good, even though he's been pretty good in the rehab assignments in the farm, It's like when we brought Troy Taylor initially up, he did not look good and we had to send him down and then brought him back up. So we'll find out what Brash looks like when he comes, and hopefully we'll get the good Brash, not the bad Brash. So 0-2 pitch, sweeper, 3 feet off the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Snyder to Ward. Like, I definitely believe in Logan Evans, in a small sample more than Bryce, but, is the real question is Emerson Hancock more trustworthy than Bryce at this point in the season? I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow and see how he pitches, and then we'll figure it out. Because if Hancock ends up having an amazing start, we might have to put Hancock on higher in the pecking order. Bryce might be number 5. Hancock 4, Logan Evans 3, Castillo 2, and Wu 1. Since we have, obviously, Gilbert and Kirby injured. There we go. Down goes Taylor Ward. See ya. Good job, Colin Snyder. Next up is Jorge Soler. 2 walks. First pitch, strike looking right down the pipe. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Snyder, fouled off inside with a cutter. Behind in the count now, 0-2. And that's a good sign, when you can get other hitters, in an 0-2 count when you're a farm guy or you're a guy in the pen. You want to make sure you're getting ahead of counts as often as possible, to avoid those 2-0 counts or 3-0 counts that could lead to walks. 237 average, 4 homers and 9 ribbies. Walk in the second and in the fourth inning by Soler. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off with the four-seam fastball. Come on, Snyder. Yeah, but I'm just saying about right now, not like long term, because obviously we know Bryce is more than likely going to be better than Emerson Hancock for his whole career. But it's just as far as like trust, again, Bryce has not been very trustworthy this year, and neither has Hancock, and Logan Evans is only 1 start, right? And so we need a little bit more. Castillo has looked pretty good this year compared to 2023 and 2024. And right now, Wu is our number 1. For the time being. So, and sometimes Wu looks a little shaky. Everyone, and Castillo has, he's had his moments as well. So, but I'm just, I do everything based off trust. Like what do we trust right now? And I feel like the trust level with Bryce still might be more than Hancock, but if Hancock has a couple good starts and a couple good wins, he might go ahead of him in the pecking order, depending on if Bryce starts losing a couple more starts and Hancock starts winning a few. Obviously, long term, we're taking Bryce all day, but short term, we might be looking at Hancock. Soler lines out to third, and we get out of the inning with Colin Snyder. Good job, Colin. Because that's how I look at it. I look at it long term on certain situations, but also I have to look at it short term. What do I trust right now? Going into the games, and we can have like kind of a, how the NFL does power rankings week in, week out. We kind of do that with our pitchers as well. So. As well as our hitters, right? And our guys in the pen. Next up, 0 for 2, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go, Rowdy. Batting second, 0 for 2, going to get his first hit. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And batting third, getting his first hit, 0 for 2 with a K, Ben Williamson. This could be the inning where we actually get a run. Even if Rowdy gets out, with a strikeout, J.P. can get on with a bunt or a single. Ben can get on with a walk or a single, and then it's up to Masterboni and Rivas to knock him in. This could be the inning. 4-0 sounds better than 3-0 to me. Judah in the building. What's good? Yeah, I mean, of course, based off, it's more power ranking rather than we're going to move guys, in the order. Because, of course, you got to keep the guys rested on that same pace. Once one guy goes out, like Logan Gilbert, then you got the new Logan Evans guy in, and you're not moving guys, but just based off trust, hopefully Bryce can be a little bit more trustworthy than he has been pretty fucking shaky, Hancock obviously is not trustworthy at this point either. I think we feel pretty good about Logan Evans. Castillo, I feel like we can trust him more than not this year. Maybe last year, no, but this year I do. And then Wu is the most trustworthy at this point. So. (3-0) Mariners. Griffey loves it. Ichiro and Griffey love it. And hell, Randy Johnson and Dan Wilson, they fucking love it. Let's go. Baubles on baubles on baubles, baby. And then one of these days, maybe the Lou Piniella might come out of the box, or the Brett Boone. Not a lot of people got a Brett Boone bauble, I'll tell you that, because they didn't really make too many of them besides the year that we were balling in 2001. Kohanowitz still in the game here. First pitch strike, looking with a sweeper to Rowdy Tellez. 0-1 count. Well, I would hope so, Nat Man, because the Rockies are pacing to be the worst team in baseball history. 0-1 pitch in play, grounded out to the pitcher, 1 away. I mean, we thought the White Sox were bad last year. Hell, the Rockies are pacing to win only a couple games all year. Like, what's their record going to be? 20-142? They got 4 wins? Not good. Got to beat them. Can't lose to them. And I saw that they sent down Jared Kelenic to AAA. Not surprising. Down goes Rowdy. Next up is J.P. Crawford. Takes a strike swinging with a sinker right down the middle from Kohanowitz. 0-1 count. Let's go, J.P. Pitch is high and away on a four-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Mariners. Jorge Polanco, our all-star, with a 3-run blast. And that happened in the bottom of the 2nd. Only 3 hits today. But again, that 3-run blast is really carrying us. They only have 2 hits total for the Angels. Let's go, JP. In play. Single, baby. I predicted that, baby. I told y'all. I'm telling y'all, my Esp is strong. JP with the single. And next up, Ben Williamson. He's 0 for 2. This would be a good opportunity for him to get walked or to get a single here as well. Let's go. I told y'all this could be the inning. My Esp is strong, baby. 30 likes. Let's get to 40. Trident's up. JP has been on such a fucking heater. The worst JP is going to do is go 1 for 4 or 1 for 5. Like, he has been getting a hit for 9, 10, 11 games straight. You know, in some games, he's going to get like 3 or 4 hits. So, you know, that might not be the only hit we see out of JP. If he gets up one more time in like the 8th or the 9th, I would not be shocked if he gets another one. Ben Williamson takes 2 strikes. Strike looking on the sweeper. Strike swinging on the 4-seam. Come on, baby. And normally you're not going to get Big Ben in an 0-2 count. Come on now. Come on, Ben. And strikes out. Fuck. We're going to have to wait till his last at-bat, and hopefully he can go 1 for 4. Come on, Big Ben. We need you, baby. We can't have you going 0 for 4. You're too good. Next up is right fielder today, Miles Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Let's get a little bloop single, baby. You can do it. Yeah, the back spasms have been affecting him, you know, but again, he's a tough son of a bitch, and he'll be out there. First pitch from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. Strike looking and a 4-seam fastball in the zone. 0-1 count. Yeah, I mean, that's almost that's almost automatic money right there, you know, betting against the Rockies. 5 feet off the plate with a 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike from Kohanowitz to Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Work the count. Even getting a walk or hit by pitch. If you know, I don't want you getting hurt, but we just got to find ways to get on base here. And I'm not sure if JP is going to force a steal. We don't want to get thrown out. And down goes Mastrobuoni. Shit. All right. Well, I guess we get no insurance in this inning, but again, we got 3 more innings to add a little bit more as Mastrobuoni flies out to center. I was really thinking that could be the inning, but I guess not. Next up, catcher 0 for 1 with a base on ball, Logan O'Hoppe. Batting second, 0 for 2, third baseman Luis Rengifo. And batting third, 0 for 2 with 2K, center fielder Joe Adele. And let's see who we have pitching. Is it going to be Snyder still, or are we going to bring in someone else? So far, it looks like they may be sending Snyder out again. Let's go M's. Trident's up. Yeah, best record in MLB, my guy. 6 straight series wins. Top 10 hitting team, top 4 in most categories. What a difference a year makes. Yeah, but also they got the easiest schedule. You know, again, the wins are good, you know, but they really haven't played anybody. Like, if you look at, like, you know, hardest strength of schedule and easiest strength of schedule, the Mets have had the easiest strength of schedule out of all teams. And obviously adding Soto is huge, right? So they've been beating teams that they should have beat and been able to win against, you know. But plus, getting to 20 is tough. let's not, take anything away. But again, if the Mariners had the easiest schedule and we didn't have to fucking play the Tigers and the fucking Giants and get swept, who knows where the Mariners are at? Maybe the Mariners are close to 20 fucking wins. Especially when we started off 3-7. Look where we're at now. 3-0 Mariners, top of the 7th. And no, they're bringing in Vargas. All right. Don't fuck this up, Vargas. Come on, Carlos. I don't know. I don't really trust you, but... First pitch inside to Logan O'Hoppe. Takes a strike looking. And look at that. Back. See ya. Get his ass off the team. See ya. Get out of there, Vargas. And he gives up a homer to Logan O'Hoppe. Holy hell. Get him out of there. What is this, Trent Thornton 2.0? Jesus. Get out of there. You stink. What are you, Trent Thornton 2.0? Boo. Next up, Luis Rengifo. Matt Brash, I need you. I don't want this. Give me some Matt Brash, baby. Untrustworthy. And Rengifo grounded out to first, getting too aggressive, one away. Instead of this, we need this, baby. We missed this. Next up is Joe Adell. Sick and tired of guys in the pen giving up too many fucking home runs. Adele flied out to right, 2 away. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K, Kyron Paris. Yeah, that might be true, but I don't like him. I don't like Trent Thornton. I don't like a lot of the guys in the pen. I like Gabe Spire. I like Andres Munoz. I don't like anybody else. And hopefully, I like Troy Taylor when he's on. And then I'll like Matt Brash. But as far as everyone else, like Snyder, don't like him. Vargas, don't like him. Trent Thornton, hate him. Untrustworthy. And plus, with the way that Vargas pitches, he's too wild when he pitches. He's all over the place. He still might be able to have decent ERA, here and there, but just based off the eye test when I watch him, I don't like him. It's just too untrustworthy for me. Too wild. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Vargas to Paris. Jam the hitter there with the sinker. 1-2 pitch with the slider, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Vargas to Paris. Yeah, Thornton's the worst player on the team. He's given up like 5 homers. It's ridiculous. I don't feel Vargas as bad as Thornton or some of the others. It's just inexperienced and a little wild. And of course we're going to need guys in the pen. It's not like I want to get rid of Vargas, but I'm just irritated that he just gave up a homer. Not a guy that we need to send down, but I just wish he would be a little bit more consistent. But Thornton's got to go. Kick him off the team. He's got to go. All right, we get out of the inning. I'm still not happy about giving up that home run. I don't know if you're going to see this photo ever again, but at least it was only 1 home run. But, we're looking for you, my guy. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a run and a K, Leo Rivas. Go Leo. Batting second, 1 for 3 with a K, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, our best player, 1 for 2 with a run, 3 RBIs, base on ball, 3-run jack to give us the 3-1 lead, Jorge Polanco. Hell, maybe at this point, Polo will be the only guy that does anything, and maybe he'll homer here again to give us a 4-1 lead. Wouldn't shock me. But I'm happy Vargas only gave up 1 rather than 2 or 3 or, being like, Trent Thornton giving up like 3-run blasts like it's fun. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I don't know how many more we're away from, 40? But hopefully we're getting close. Chapman. Yeah, but he's always been able to throw 100, so that's not too shocking. Like, if you actually look at, his history, he was one of those guys that, could consistently hit 100 and has. But, anytime you get up closer to being 40 years old and you're 37, you wouldn't think you would still have that velocity. But, wow, that's crazy. 8 more likes to 40. Likes up, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And we're at 8:92 to go. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Mariners. Now they have a Fanatics coming into the game against Leo Rivas. Automatic ball with a pitch timer violation. We love that. 1-0 count. One-0 pitch, fouled off with the sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from Fermin to Leo Rivas. Let's go, Leo. Drop the bunt down. You drop the bunt down, you're going to be safe. Go. Takes a strike looking. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Fermin to Rivas. Can't bunt now. Missed your opportunity. Slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Fermin to Rivas. Kohanowitz, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs. I'm glad that he's out of the matchup now. Slider outside, almost in the same spot. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Fermin from Rivas. Maybe we'll be able to get a walk here. Only 1 hit since Polo's homer. Someone else has got to step up here. We know Tellez and Williamson are hurt, so I wouldn't expect a lot from them, but JP can get another hit. In play, and flied out to center, 1 away. Wish he would have bunted at that at-bat. That could have got us on base. Next up, 1 for 3 with a K, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. I don't expect a home run, but you can at least get a single. Takes a strike looking. Right down the pipe with a sinker from Fermin. 0-1 count. Fouled off. Now behind the count 0-2. We know what happens when that happens with Julio. But if Julio were to homer, I would assume it would be tomorrow. Or maybe in the Ranger series. Not sure if you're going to get it here tonight. But we can try to get some good vibes with the trident. Better than getting struck out. Bottom of the 7th with 1 out, 3-1 Mariners. 0-2 count from Fermin to Julio Rodriguez. Julio's batting 200. That's fucking terrible. The 4 home runs is decent, compared to last year, where it took him a hell of a lot longer to get that first home run, like 20 games in plus. But for every home run that we get, it's like, what are we getting as far as like singles and getting you on base? And there it is, Julio with a single. Sometimes you got to talk that shit into existence. There we go. Nice job, Julio. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco. Is it time for a 2-run blast to make it 5-1? Get a little extra insurance. A little USAA, a little Geico, a little Progressive. Let's go. I mean, as long as it's better than what we saw with the Miami Heat yesterday. Holy hell. Losing by almost 60? Disgusting. Why the hell is the Heat even in the playoffs? Cavs gave him a thumping. Bottom of the 7th, runner at first, Julio. Thank God. 1 out, 3-1 Mariners. First pitch to Jorge Polanco. Takes a strike looking. In play. There it is. ESP, baby. 5-1 Mariners. What'd I tell you? When you know, you know. My ESP is fucking strong. 2-run blast. All-star Jorge Polanco, the hottest hitter in baseball, not named Aaron Judge. Holy shit. This is awesome to see. This is like watching Ken Griffey Jr. I'm not kidding. This is incredible. Everyone in the dugout, Castillo, Tellez, they can't believe what they're seeing. This is Edgar Martinez, but with more power. Unfucking believable. And again, sometimes you just got to talk it into existence. Julio, you're not going to homer, get a single. Hey, you're going to homer, 5-1. 30 seconds later, he does it. Thank you, sports gods. I'm telling you, my ESP is strong, baby. Let's go. Sometimes you just got to you talk it into existence. You verbally say it, you know, the sports gods hear it, and then Polo fucking delivers. Let's go. Amazing, man. Right ends up, baby. Incredible. Let's go, baby. 5-1 Mariners, single-handedly winning games by himself. Jorge Polanco. You're the fucking man. Again, you were so bad last year, and then to turn it around this year like this, incredible. Next up, another all-star in 2025, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. First pitch is low and at the knees. 0-1 count from Fanatics to Cal Raleigh. 0-1 pitch. Low and away with a sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from Fanatics to big dumper. Let's go, baby. Try ends up. Nine home runs this month. Player of the week, Polo. Player of the week, Dylan Moore. And if Polo keeps it up, maybe he'll get another player of the week. Takes a strike looking with the sinker in the zone. 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. Fouled off with the slider by big dumper. 1-2 pitch. A foot off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Fanatics to Raleigh. Well, Cal ain't going to homer every night. Cal might have, 10 homers, with Eugenio Suarez, but Polo has been a much, consistent and hotter hitter as of late. If Cal's going to homer, it's not going to be tonight. Again, I get, my ESP is pretty good. Like, we got the Polo homer, but I don't think you're going to get the Cal homer here. Like, if Cal homers, he has a better chance of homering, depending on if he plays tomorrow, which I don't know if he will be in the lineup. I assume he will be. Maybe it's Mitch Garver. But I would assume in the Ranger and A's series, that's when you're going to have a better chance of Cal homering. And broken bat, but he does get a single. We'll take that. Sometimes it's just 5 I get. Nice job, Cal. We'll take a broken bat with the torpedo bat for a single. Next up, Randy Arozarena. First pitch with the slider inside at the head. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch from Fermin to Arozarena. Takes a strike looking. In the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike from Fermin to Randy Arozarena. Phone's blowing up. They can't believe all the homies in Oregon and Washington. They're like, dude, Polo is on the fucking heater. Seriously. And not just being the best player on the Mariners. We're talking about being one of the best players in baseball. Huge. Takes a strike looking with that slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Fanatics to Arozarena. 2-2 pitch. Slider outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And hopefully we get a walk here. 3-2 pitch. And there we go. Nice walk there by Randy Arozarena. Find a way to help your team win at any cost. There we go. Next up, Rowdy Tellez. Polo single-handedly holding it down, baby. 3-run blast, 2-run blast. What a player. I never thought we would have an Aaron Judge on our team. But and if we did, we would assume it would have been Julio Rodriguez, right? Not fucking Jorge Polanco. But we'll take it. He did have a hip injury, last year, but obviously him and Garv were not very good last season, but looking pretty good now. Come on, Rowdy. I know you're battling that hand bruise. Bottom of the 7th, runners at first and second with 1 out, 5-1 Mariners. And you got Ron Washington coming out there. See if we have a pitching change. Let's go, baby. It's going to be awesome to be able to see Polo and Cal Raleigh in the All-Star game. And then hopefully we'll figure out who the manager is, because it seems like always the All-Star game has like a Rangers manager or an Astro manager. And what happens when the Mariners make the All-Star team? They don't fucking play. Guess what? This year, fuck you. We're playing. I don't want to see any Mariner player. Cal Raleigh better be fucking starting, and I better see Polo as a starting DH. Not just saying, nah, you made it, but we're not going to play you. Fuck that. We deserve to have guys that play in the goddamn All-Star game, especially this year. Bastards. I don't think that Dan Wilson necessarily will be the manager of the American League. I mean, if he was, then our guys are going to play. But if they decide to make it someone else, I want to see my guys play. I don't want to see Logan Gilbert and other guys just fucking sitting there. Terrible. Like, at least let them get in, Oh, how many at-bats does Polo need to qualify? Like between now and the All-Star break. Like if he's our starting DH like pretty much every day, by the time the All-Star voting, he still wouldn't be enough votes or enough, not votes, but enough at-bats to qualify? Like how many at-bats do you need as a DH? Well, they can make a fucking exception. He's a goddamn the best player in baseball besides Aaron Judge. Just fucking have a fan vote. They'll vote him in. Like, they got the rules. They can bend them. This would be a travesty. All-Star, baby. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Bill's in trouble. I'll tell you that right now. And when you have an interview and the interviewer asks you, where did you meet? And she says, no, we're not answering that. Essentially what that means is like, she's like an escort, not like necessarily like a prostitute or whatever, but more than likely it's from like a shady website and she's like an escort, and then obviously he started dating her and whatnot. And obviously, if you have no issues on where you met, you can at least make up a lie or something of that nature. But I almost 100% guarantee shady website or like an escort type of situation. But if Bill Belichick wants to do that, and if that makes him happy for now, and I don't know if he'll marry her, he better get a prenup, because obviously she seems kind of like a gold digger and whatnot. But again, if that makes Bill happy at his age, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But he seems definitely very controlling, and I mean, if he thinks that that's a good thing for him based on his age, and that's like the hottest thing that he thinks he can pull, but definitely isn't wife material, I'll tell you that. End of the 7th inning, 5-1 Mariners. She definitely comes off as like a narcissist, and definitely is wearing the pants in that relationship for sure, but not like in a good way, But I imagine, once Bill Belichick being like old and, obviously the wrinkles have started to come through, and you're aging, and then someone that young, obviously is interested in you, and he got bit, he got mesmerized, not in a good way. Next up, shortstop, 0 for 2, base on ball with a K, Zach Neto. Batting second, first baseman Nolan Schanuel. And batting third, right fielder Mike Trout. And we already know with Kraft, getting in trouble with the massage parlors and whatnot, but there definitely is a large group of like rich people, that definitely do like the escort type service or the shady websites, for dating services that are specifically designed to find certain types of people. This isn't just like, a regular one, like a regular dating app, Bill Belichick. His girlfriend is like 40, 50 years younger than him. And again, if you do an interview and they say, "Where did you meet?" and she says, "I'm not going to tell you." No, we're not answering that. That's a red flag right there. Couldn't even come up with a lie. Then it's for sure a shady, dating service or escort service. 100%. She looks like a gold digger too. Terrible. Gabe Spire in the game. First pitch, on the line for a strike. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking, behind the count 0-2. Let's go, Gabe. In play on an 0-2 pitch. And a double for Zach Neto. Come on, Gabe. You need to be better, baby. Nice job by Neto. Next up, first baseman Nolan Schanuel. Yeah, and it definitely seems like she's exploiting him on like social media, because he's not on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, and if he is, she's the one that's running it. Taking pictures when he doesn't even know that pictures are being taken. Like, I kind of feel sorry for him, but again, at his age, he's probably thinking, man, this is the hottest girl that I'm ever gonna get. So, regardless if she's an escort or from a shady dating website, and she's using him for his money. Well, at his, mindset, he's probably like, well, I'm with her, and Schanuel doubled the left. Zach Neto gets in, and Gabe fucking it up. And again, normally pretty reliable, but the last couple opportunities for Gabe Spire, gave up a home run last time and back-to-back doubles there. Not good, Gabe. I got to call you out even though I like you. Next up is Mike Trout. Come on, Gabe. You've been shaky last 2 starts. It all started, too, if you remember, Bill ended up getting caught outside of her apartment shirtless when he got drunk. Like, what guy is like 50, 60, 70 years old at some 20-year-old's house, like at 5 a.m. shirtless, and then they start getting photos and video of you. Like that should have been his first sign. Like, oh, this is fun. But obviously, he got the bug. Top of the 8th, 5-2 Seattle. Mike Trout in box. Gabe Spire on the mound. 0-2 pitch. 4-seam fastball, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mike Trout. 1-2 pitch. Got him. There we go. Trout strikes out. Looking, and we love that. Yes, sir. 1 away. See ya, Mike. See ya. Next up, 0 for 2 with the base on ball and a K left fielder, Taylor Ward. Oh, they got video of it a long time ago when their relationship, he wanted to keep it quiet and didn't want anyone to know who he was hanging out with. And he was like super drunk and then ended up, getting, photographed and video of him shirtless walking around in a neighborhood, obviously, from staying at her house from the night before, but he didn't want to, get like exposed or reveal who it was, but that's not normal behavior from a guy that's 50, 60, 70 years old, especially someone that's in the limelight in the media like him. And there goes Gabe. Damn, not a good outing for Gabe there. And we got to monitor Gabe, in these next few opportunities. Well, of course it is. It's Bill Belichick. She doesn't even have to be attracted to him. Money, fame, the publicity. And then if somehow, some way she wiggles in and they get married and he doesn't sign a prenup, how long before she leaves him and tries to take half, Now, is it possible that they stay together, until for a very, very long time? Yeah, it is possible, but based on, the things that I've read and seen from her, she doesn't seem like a good person. I don't know, obviously, her personally, but everything that I've seen, read, and, seen her and her mannerisms and, the way that she acts, it definitely feels like a quick cash grab, just trying to stay in the limelight for as long as she can. So, but if that's Bill's life, if Bill wants to do that, that's up to Bill. If he wants to take advantage of and, if he wants to spend money on her, that's his money. That's his life, not ours. So, pretty common thing that happens nowadays. Top of the 8th, 5-2 Mariners. And we got Legomina coming in, who I actually like. There's not too many guys in the pen that I like, but I do like Legomina. Legomina, first pitch, strike looking, 0-1 count, great start. 0-1 pitch, strike on the line, behind the count 0-2 from Legomina to Ward. 0-2 pitch, 4-seam fastball, high and inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Legomina to Taylor Ward. 5-2 Mariners, top of the 8th with a runner at second. We got to stop the bleeding. And Ward, there you go. Legomina says, sit down. Love it. See ya. Next up, DHing Jorge Soler. Let's go, baby. Get out of this. First pitch is Soler inside with a 4-seam fastball. 1-0 count. In play. And a double by Soler. Man, they just keep racking in run after run after run. Thank God for Polo getting a 3-run jack and a 2-run jack. Otherwise, we'd probably lose this game. Come on, Legomina. Come on, bullpen. What the hell's going on here? Normally, Gabe and Legomina are trustworthy, but it hasn't been good here. You had Miller, who's been shaky all day. Then you had Snyder. Then you had Vargas. Then you had Spire. Then you had Legomina. I mean, I know we got Andres Munoz, and again, we're going to have the lead for him to come in. Let's not let them come back. Holy hell. Jesus. Logan O'Hoppe up next. First pitch, takes a strike, looking, 0-1 count. Top of the 8th, 5-3 Mariners. Shit. 0-1 pitch, strike swinging, behind the count now 0-2 from Legomina to Logan O'Hoppe. Pitches outside, sweeper, feet maybe a foot or 2 foot off the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Legomina to Logan O'Hoppe. Come on now. Now, Lauren just messaged, is Randy lollygagging? Of course he is. That's kind of his personality, which kind of irritates me sometimes. I don't like him lollygagging in the outfield and just kind of taking his sweet time. Sometimes he does that when he runs to first as well. All right, well, we finally get out of the inning after they get a double and a double and a double. Double cheeseburger here, double cheeseburger there, a double cheeseburger for everyone. But with all that being said and done, we're still up 5-3. And let's go to the bottom of the 8th, try to get a little bit more insurance, see what we have up next. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Let's go 2 for 4. We need you. Batting second, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. I know you got back spasms. Let's go for 1 for 4. Let's get a hit here. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a run and a base on ball, right fielder Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go. Hopefully we drop a bunt down this inning. Let's go Mariners. All right, baby. And then we'll be live tomorrow at 1:10 Pacific. Emerson Hancock on the mound is my pup, and you can see her tail right behind me. Hi. Good girl. Got a nice little bed area there behind me. He misses dad. All right, let's finish this fucking team off. Let's go. Griffey loves it. Ichiro and Griffey love it. And Randy and Dan Wilson love it. All right, all the baubles are bobbing. Let's go. Can't blow this game, especially with Polo going 2 homers. No way, no how. Let's go. Let's go, JP. First pitch is inside with the sinker, 1-0 count. From McDaniels to Crawford. 1-0 pitch, fouled off in the zone with that sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike from McDaniels to Crawford. 1-1 pitch. Low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from McDaniels to J.P. Crawford. Come on now. Slider inside, 3 balls and 1 strike to J.P. Crawford. Come on, baby. And there is the walk that we all needed. Hell yeah. There we go. JP with the walk. That's as good as a bunt. Next up, Ben Williamson. Come on, Big Ben. Let's go 1 for 4, baby. Let's get that average up. I know your back spasms are hurting you, but let's try to get a hit here. Let's go, Big Ben. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. A few away from, 40? And we're at, 8:92 to go. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3, Seattle. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count to Ben Williamson. Good eye. 1-0 pitch inside on the elbow with that slider, and then a curve, 2-0 count from McDaniels to Williamson. This could be a walk here. Don't force anything. Let's go. Get that batting average up above 300. You're at 289. There we go. Pitch is low and away. 3-0 count from McDaniels to Williamson. You don't even need to swing. You don't even need to swing, baby. 3-0 count from McDaniels to Big Ben Williamson. Sinker, high corner on the line. 3 balls and 1 strike from McDaniels to Williamson. Come on, Big Ben. (5-3) Seattle. Pitch fouled off inside, jammed him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count now is full. Come on, Ben. Keep that hot streak going. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Mariners. Runner at first, no outs. McDaniels on the mound. Big Ben Williamson in the box. Done a fantastic job since we called him up from the Tacoma Rainiers a few weeks ago. In play. And grounded out to the double play. Fuck! Damn it. His back spasms must be hurting a little bit more than expected. Still love you, Big Ben. All right, we're down to our last out here in the 8th. Right fielder, Miles Mastrobuoni. Come on, Miles. Munoz warming up. First pitch, takes a strike looking with the slider, 0-1 count. K rate, 35%. Ground ball rate, 69%. 10 saves, runs allowed, 0. Is that good? Pitch is 10 feet off the plate from McDaniels to Mastrobuoni. 1 ball and 1 strike from McDaniels to Miles Mastrobuoni. Let's go. Yeah, but also, too, he's not 100%. He does have back spasms, and anyone that's ever had a back spasm, it's not fun. That shit will linger, and sometimes, you'll be bedridden. And down goes Mastrobuoni in play, grounded out to first. All right, now we're down to Andres Munoz, and he has been arguably the best closer in baseball. So let's get it done here. Let's shut the door. I mean, we could have won this game 5-1, but, as long as we win, at some point other teams are going to find a way to, manufacture something against our bullpen, right? But let's shut the door here. End this shit. And shout out to Polo, you the man. 2 homers, huh? Incredible. We're going to throw up 4 photos of Munoz because guess what? He deserves it. At the mound, mid-pitch, after the strikeout, celebration. Let's go. Next up for the Angels in their last opportunity, 0 for 3, third baseman Luis Rengifo. Batting second, center fielder Joe Adele. And batting third, Kyron Paris. Let's go, Mariners. Standing, mid-pitch, strikeout, celebration. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And we got Emerson Hancock on the mound tomorrow, and hopefully he'll pitch well. And again, I think we've kind of established that we can play in the mornings and we can play in the early afternoons, which is something that we couldn't do in the last 3 to 4 years as being one of the worst hitting teams and number one strikeout team. Now we're like a top 5 hitting team. And even though the pitching sometimes can be a little suspect, it hasn't really burnt us too much. Bullpen still needs a hell of a lot of work. But, you know, with all things considered, not having our starting 2, best pitchers in Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, and we're about to be 17-12, and Julio has barely done anything for us this year, I would say that's a pretty damn good start. 14 games, ERA of 0, 14 innings, 18 Ks, 6 walks. Is that good? First pitch, Munoz to Rengifo, down in the zone, but on the line, called ball, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, strike swinging, same spot, same place. With the slider this time, 1 ball, 1 strike from Munoz to Rengifo. Let's go, baby. Munoz on the mound, Luis Rengifo in the box. Top of the 9th, 5-3 Mariners. And again, we win tomorrow. That'll be our 7th straight series after starting off the year 3-7, having to go against tough teams like the Tigers and the Giants. In play. And grounded out to the shortstop, throw to first. Got him. 1 away. Man, he is on a heater. We might have another all-star. Hell, we might have Jorge Polanco, Cal Raleigh, and Andres Munoz represented from this team. Facts. Next up, center fielder, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, Joe Adell. Nothing would make me happier. All-star, all-star, all-star. Let's go. First pitch to Joe Adell on the line with a slider, 0-1 count. Man, he is hot this year. Fouled it off, inside, jammed the shit out of him right there. Joe Adell didn't know what the hell happened. Behind him the count, 0-2. And when Munoz is really good, he always gets ahead of the counts. When you have the bad Munoz is when he walks the first 2 guys, or he hits a guy and walks a couple. Then we got 2 guys on with no outs. Oh, he might blow it, but lately in 2025, we haven't seen that version of him. Thank God. Top of the 9th, 5-3 Mariners, 1 out. Munoz on the mound, best closer in baseball. Joe Adell in the box. 4-seam fastball right down the pipe, fouled off. Still behind in the count, 0-2. The key was the Astros. Remember when we were down 5-0 in the 8th and we ended up scoring 7 in the last 2 innings? That started everything. And that was the springboard game that we fucking needed. And again, you just have to recognize when that game happens. And again, that ended up leading us to winning the series 2-1 over the Stros, but gave us the Uncle Mo, the momentum to sweep the Rangers, and we haven't looked back since. Facts. Top of the 9th, 5-3 Mariners in play on an 0-2 pitch. And grounded out to third, throw to first, got him. 2 away. Let's fucking go. Last possible hitter, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks and a double. Second baseman in the 9-hole, Kyron Paris. Smoke his ass. First pitch inside with a ball with the slider, 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. Strike swinging. 1 ball and 1 strike from Munoz to Kyron Paris. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. This is the most exciting team that we've seen since 2001. Telling y'all. Great chance to win the division or get a wild card and make a deep run this year. Even with all the injuries to Victor Robles and Ryan Bliss and Troy Taylor and Matt Brash and George Kirby and Logan Gilbert. Fuck it. Doesn't matter. Strike looking. 1 ball and 2 strikes. From Munoz to Paris. We're down to our last strike here, baby. Let's go. Smoke them. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, right on the line. 4-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour, keeping that pace. Let's go, Munoz. Top of the 9th, 5-3 Seattle. Munoz on the mound, Paris in the box. 1-2 count with 2 outs. We need 1 more K. Let's go. Can't wait for my trident. And got him! Woo! Let's go! Yeet. Let's go. Yeet. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And you smoked him, baby. What an electric start on the mound, mid-pitch, strikeout, celebration. And the final score, the Seattle Mariners 5, Los Angeles Angels 3. And when the Mariners win, what the fuck do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Fuck yeah. And if you're betting, yeah, hey, you might want to be betting on the Mariners to win games and betting on the Rockies to lose games and win some fucking money, baby. We'll be live tomorrow, 1:10 Pacific, Emerson Hancock on the mound, and we're going to fucking win this series as well. Let's fucking go. Tridents up. Go fucking Mariners. 3-7 start. Bandwagon fans hopped off. I told y'all be patient. Look at us now. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Yes, sir. MVP of the game, Jorge Polanco. 3-run blast, 2-run blast, no problem. Jorge Polanco's batting average now, 389. Holy smokes. 2 for 3, 2 runs, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Is that good? Damn right it is. Tridents up. What a win, baby. That's Seattle Mariner baseball for you, baby. Let's go. Well, appreciate every single one of y'all. Again, we'll be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific. And shout out to all the people that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. Appreciate you. Hey, Trout might be thumbing up on the thumb, but we already know who won the game, and it ain't him. Let's go, baby. We improved to 17-12, I believe. Let's go, baby. That feels good. 17-12, 5 games above 500, 11-6 at home. Woo! Let's go. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. I'll be live tomorrow, 1:10 Pacific. Be here if you want to see a Mariner win, and I am out. Tridents up. Go Mariners.